Hi BookTube, I'm here with another TBR, my TBR for March Mystery Madness. I love mysteries. It was what got me into reading really as a child. I read almost solely mystery books, and even up until middle school I was reading almost all mysteries, and so this is bringing me back to my first love, I guess you would say, for books. And I chose, let's see, 5 mystery books because even though I love mysteries, I have a whole bunch of readathons I'm really wanting to participate in read-alongs, and so 5 is a good number to stick with. So the first one is The Cat Who Could Read backwards. This is the first book in the Cat Who series by Lillian Jackson Braun. It came out in 1966, and this, I love like cozy mysteries, and this, I love cats, and so I thought this would be a good choice for a cozy mystery. I'll briefly read the description. It says, Jim is a prize-winning reporter who's been on the skids, but is now coming back with a job as a feature writer, mostly on the art scene for the Daily Fliction. George Bonifield Montclemens, the paper's credentialed art critic, writes almost invariably scathing, hurtful reviews of local shows, delivers his pieces by messenger, lives with his all-knowing cat Coco in lushly furnished house in molding neighborhood, and has a raft of enemies all over town. He offers the newcomer a tiny apartment in his building at a nominal rent. Jim grabs it, surmising the deal involves loss of cat sitting. Meanwhile, a gallery whose artists get happier treatment from Montclemens is owned by Earl Limbreth. So yeah, it's like a Cat Who book. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but I'll know more once I've read it. And this next one is I love this title as well as The Cat Who is. This also has a cat in the. There's a cat in the cover as well. This is Brownies and Broomsticks by Bailey KayT. This is the first book in the Magical Bakery mystery. It says Katie's tired of loafing around as the assistant manager of the Ohio Bakery. So when her Aunt Lucy and Uncle Ben open a bakery in Savannah's quaint downtown district, asks Katie to join them, she enthusiastically agrees. While working at the bakery, named after Lucy's cat, Katie notices that her aunt is adding mysterious herbs to recipes. Turns out these herbal enhancements aren't just tasty. Aunt Lucy is a witch, and her recipes are actually spells. And so, murder mixed with witches, mixed with cats in a bakery. I'm there for that. This next one, and as you can see, these are all first books in a series. Because I read mysteries, but not regularly. And so, I thought this would be a good time to try out a couple of different mystery series. And so this one, this is a glare, is Her Royal Highness by Raze Bowen, and it's the first book in the Her Royal Highness series. This came out in 2007, and it says Georgie, aka Lady Victoria Georgiana Charlotte Eugenia, cousin of King George V of England, is penniless and trying to survive on her own as an ordinary person in London in 1932. So far, she has managed to light a fire and boil an egg. She's gatecrashed a wedding. She's making money by secretly cleaning houses, and she's been asked to spy for Her Majesty the Queen. Everything seems to be going swimmingly until she finds a body in her bathtub, and someone is definitely trying to kill her. So this sounds good. A mixture of like historical fiction and like spies, and it's a woman leading being a spy, and so it sounds like a good book. This next one, it's the 4th book in a series, but I'm just jumping in here with it. It's The Sandman by Lars Kepler. It's the 4th book in the Juna Lena series, and it says it tells the chilling story of a manipulative serial killer and 2 brilliant police agents who must try to beat him at his own game. And so this is more of like a thriller or a crime thriller mystery than the others, and so I thought I wanted a mixture of like, cozy mysteries and thrillers, suspense, and so I went with this one. And this last one is actually the 2nd book in a series, because I read the first one, I think it was last month or in December. It's Ian Rankin's Hide and Seek. It's the book 2 in Inspector Rebus series, and in the first book, it's following an inspector who came out of an intense military group, and it's kind of like psychologically still, he's kind of suffering from like PTSD. And so he's kind of like, there's this suspense happening, and he's like, and he doesn't really know, is it like, you know, is it something real, or is it actually to do with him? He's kind of like having a break there between like reality, and so he's like overcoming that. And so this is the second book in the series, and it says, a junkie lies dead in an Edinburgh squat, spread-eagled, cross-like on the floor, between two burned-down candles, a 5-pointed star dubbed on the wall above. Just another dead addict, until John Rebus begins to chip away at the indifferences, treachery, deceit, and sleaze that lurks behind the facade of the Edinburgh family to tourists, familiar to tourists. Only Rebus seems to care about a death which looks more like a murder every day, about a seductive danger he can almost taste, appealing to the darkest corners of his mind. And so, I really like thrillers. I like, you know, it's like kind of like watching a movie. You know, it's like turning the pages. What happened next? What, you know, who's the killer? You know, you're trying to figure out yourself as a detective. And so, the first book was really well written and engaging. So this one should be good as well. So let me know if you're going to be participating in March. March Madness, March Mystery Madness, and of course I will leave a link in the description below to all the hosts. There's many hosts that's going to be participating in this, and so I'm sure they're going to be doing like Twitter sprints and Goodreads page and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, thanks. See you soon, BookTube.